I would like to start off this speech by thanking you all for coming today. However, the person who deserves the most thanks is my mom. Not only did she dedicate these past few months making decorations for post-prom, but she's also been working hard to make this grad party run smoothly. She gave up so much of her free time to complete all these things for me, all while still being there and supporting me. Her impact is not left unnoticed, which is why I want to take this time to talk about her and the impact she had on me. Growing up, my mom never liked to be in one place for too long. She was always planning vacations and trips we could take. My brother and I had been all over the East Coast by the time we were 2, since she always wanted to bring us along wherever she went. She was a traveling gypsy. Therefore, when my dad was told he had to move to Germany for work in 2007, my mom said, okay. Shortly after, we packed up all of our belongings for a 6-month journey and left. I had butterflies in my stomach as the wheels lifted off the ground. We were officially departing into the unknown. However, my mom had no fear of what was ahead of her. Given the 6-month duration of our stay and the language barrier, my mom decided to homeschool my brother and I. Our daily education was not limited to learning math equations and reading books. My mom planned field trips to museums and historic sites in Germany and in nearby cities such as Venice, Paris, Prague, and Salzburg. The experience was great because we got to be exposed to the art, music, food, people, and culture over these 6 months, which was much more valuable than what I would have learned sitting in my first grade classroom back at home. One specific memory I have is of my mom and I curled up on our gray sofa in our small IKEA-like apartment learning German on Rosetta Stone. Our computer would say a word such as blau, and then we would have to match it with a choice on the screen, in this case, a color. We had started because we had just moved in and we were getting familiar with the language, so my mom could start speaking to the workers at the market. Once we believed we sounded proficient enough, we decided to go to the local market. My brother and I had been like little ducklings following their mother. Looking back at the trip now, I like how much she was up for an adventure. She wasn't scared of taking care of my brother and me in a foreign country where she knew no one and did not speak the language. Mom, your love of travel and adventure side is one of my favorite things about you. It is not hard to figure out who I got my love of travel from. Not only is my mom helpful by planning all of my family vacations, but she also helps out whoever she can, whether it is giving her friends rides or offering her babysitting services to my aunts and uncles. One specific time I remember is when she offered to watch my cousin David, from the time he was born to around the age of 3. So my aunt and uncle, who both worked, did not have to pay for daycare. Every week, they would drop him off at the crack of dawn every morning, before I would even go to school. Just to give you some context for those who do not know my mom, she is not a morning person. However, she never complained. She would just get up. Okay, maybe she complained sometimes, but it was never for too long, and it was just that she didn't want to get out of bed. She then would keep him busy until dinner time when my uncle would pick him up. In that span of time, David had felt like another sibling to me. Even though she watched David, she would still be sure my brother and I had everything for school and made sure dinner was on the table for my family. My mom worked hard but never received any monetary reward for babysitting him. She dedicated 3 years of her life just to help out her brother. Mom, you've taught me to always help others without seeking a reward in return. My mom has a good heart, as you may have learned by now. I'm sure everyone may say this about their mom, but I'm here to end with just how nice my mom is. Last summer, my friends and I had planned to watch the season finale of The Bachelorette together. The day had been busy, and I forgot to mention to my mom that 6 girls were coming to our house until an hour and a half before the start of the show. I shouted from my bedroom, "Mom, my friends are coming over to watch the last episode of The Bachelorette in an hour. Is that okay?" She immediately responded, "Yes, but I am not prepared. I have nothing to give these girls. I'm embarrassed." I responded, "We are grown girls. We can fend for ourselves." However, some time went by, and as I headed downstairs to prepare for their arrival, the smell of warm, gooey cookies invaded my nostrils. I just stared at the oven in awe, because her chocolate chip cookies are out of this world. When I looked closer, though, I realized there was also chocolate-covered strawberries, white chocolate popcorn, and sugar cookies made with the initials of both of the last contestants on the show, sitting on the counter. She had run to the store to create a spread for my friends and me to enjoy. It is those small things that a person does for you that make you realize how much they care and want to make their guests feel at home. Mom, you amaze both me and my friends with your dessert spreads every time. I love that you take the time to do it, even though I tell you that you don't have to. In just a few short months, I will be moving into my dorm room at State College. Sadly, I won't be getting to see many of your faces in my daily life anymore. So I just would like to say that I'm glad you all could make it to my graduation party as one last hurrah. Thanks again for coming. I hope you all had fun. And one last thanks to the person who made me the person I am today, my mom.